Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest LEGO Ideas set. That's going to be set number 21333, the Starry Night, LEGO Ideas set number 41. This behemoth of a set has 2,316 pieces and retailed for $169.99 USD or $170, and it has one minifigure. Now this set is absolutely incredible and is one of the most detailed LEGO sets I have ever seen. The build is absolutely stunning with amazing printed pieces. There are, of course, no stickers in this set, and a wonderful layering technique that really gives a phenomenal end result. We're going to take a look at the minifigure and his little stand that's included first, because that is probably my favorite part of the entire set, before moving back on to the actual build here. This is probably one of the most detailed and gorgeous minifigures I've ever seen in a LEGO Ideas set, and I'll be sure to show him to you in some more detail in just a second. Before we move on to the Van Gogh character, I want to look at the actual stand he sits on. This print of the Starry Night on, I guess that's technically like a 3x4 tile. I'm not sure exactly the sizing on that, is gorgeous. It's such a beautiful rendition and it's so accurate, and I can imagine that this piece is already probably going for like $30 by itself on BrickLink. Don't quote me on that, I did not look it up, but if I'm right, I will be very impressed. Van Gogh is at the exact right height to actually be painting it, and his paint palette actually was recolored with all the proper colors that you would actually need for this set. Kudos to the LEGO designers, they did an excellent job with that print. Like I mentioned before, the Van Gogh minifigure is absolutely stunning. Not only did they recolor the paintbrush and paint palette pieces to match him, but he has arm printing, leg printing, feet printing. It's ridiculously amazing. There is no alternate facial expression. However, the one provided is incredibly nice with a really large orange beard, some very nice bushy eyebrows, and a very puzzled expression. He's got a cool fur design for his jacket with some line and button designs, as well as some nice white printing, and that continues on to the front there. He's got a vest as well as a white undershirt, and then some very nice caramel tan pants with a belt. He even has shoe printing on the front there. There is no side leg printing, which is unfortunate, but really not necessary, although it would have been phenomenal to see. The arm printing is represented again on the other side of his arm, and on the back he's got a couple of buttons for the tailcoat of his jacket and some more of those furry white designs. Really cool. Lifting up, you can see, like I said, no alternate facial expression, and then he just has the Widow's Peak hairpiece in orange here, bright orange, and honestly it just comes together to make an excellent, incredibly exclusive, very valuable and desirable minifigure.
It's not supposed to be fur, it's supposed to be brush strokes.
All right, Eli just informed me that apparently, they were snickering in the background if you heard them, that this is supposed to be brush strokes, not fur designs. I don't know why the character would be covered in brush strokes, but maybe it is. So if I got that wrong, I do apologize, but he's either covered in fur, he's a furry, or he's a painter. So one or the other. I know it's a bit early, but I want to look at the instruction manual. Now, see this pile of extra pieces here? I don't know why, but all of these are included as extra pieces and don't actually go into the build of the set, which is fascinating. Because here's the bag of extra pieces. And you'll notice that there's so many plates in here, like 1x4s, that don't make any sense. I can't for the life of me understand why the LEGO designers included these as extra. There's even some 1x2s in there too. And I reread the manual 6, 7, 8 times, and these pieces are all supposed to be extra. They're included in the piece count. So they're not extra like the rest of these small ones I'm holding, but they are extra. And I don't know why. If any of you know any reasoning behind why specifically those parts were not actually included in the rest of the set, please let me know. But if you do get the set, don't panic that you messed up. These are not supposed to be included. It's very weird. With that minifigure looked at now, I can show you how to remove him from the build. It's very simple. Just simply lift up the set and then pull down on this Technic pin, and the minifigure and his whole stand thing comes completely off, and you can put that aside and do whatever you want. When that's off, it does mean the set does topple forward a little bit because that did provide some stability, but that's not a terribly big issue. You just have to angle it slightly against the wall, and then it will stay there very well. Now, one of the big concerns I had about this set when I originally saw it was how sturdy is it going to be? Will it be able to support its own weight when held up like this? And the answer to that is honestly, yes. There's not too much weight here, and nothing here is really going to fall off. There's a couple of loose bits in the very front here, namely these houses. But aside from that, there's nothing really too loose, and everything's hooked in really well. The loosest part is probably the tree, which is attached on a Technic pin and can just be pulled straight out. Which is, I mean, it works really well and it goes in and out very easily, but you're not going to have to worry about that falling or anything. It is a tiny bit difficult to get back in, which is a bit of a shame. It took me a little bit to figure out how to do that, but once you do figure it out, it just slides in there and clips in really well, and you have nothing to worry about. On the back of this giant frame is one of those art attachment hanging pieces, so you can actually mount this and hang it from a wall. Aside from that, the back of the set does look quite gorgeous. I'm not used to usually saying that, but just the arrangement of colors here looks incredibly great. And of course, like I said before, this will support the entirety of the set. It's really built in there solidly with some technic pieces. That's not going anywhere. The rest of the frame is done completely in black, which is really nice. It's also very heavy, and the border here made completely out of like tiled off pieces looks great. You can actually remove the set from the border, which is really cool. And that's actually how the original set was built. The original idea submission did not have a frame at all. So to do that, and this might break it, but just push forward a little bit and the whole thing, there's a little bit of breakage, but the whole thing just pops completely out of the frame. You can put that back there, and that's what that looks like. And of course, with the frame removed, it actually does sit much, much nicer because the entire bottom is smooth, and that looks really, really great, kind of bleeds off the edges. That, of course, is like the original idea, and the frame can be put somewhere else or simply just kind of moved away, or you can put it up front and have like a really cool like picture-in-picture view. The frame is completely solid, like you're not going to have to worry about too much breakage there with the layering of all the plates. It's an incredibly thick frame, couple blocks high, and it's got a really, really nice inner border as well to kind of cushion it. And the way the set actually connects to it, I'll show you the back of that again in a second, but it just has pieces that connect to all of the studs ringing around the bottom here, and it's a very solid design. In my opinion, the greatest part about this set is probably the printed dish pieces going all the way around. It's an incredibly accurate rendition of Starry Night, and it's really cool to get all of these printed, not stickers. I would have been incredibly disappointed if they had been stickers. This one, of course, the giant moon in the background here looks so great. And of course, the city down below, the way they designed all the houses, the church here especially, those are incredibly interesting and very unique designs. I love all the layering of the plates here to get like different shading, textures, and colors. And the way it kind of like the big buildings up front moving into like the small ones in the back. It does a very neat thing with perspective that I was not expecting the LEGO designers to be able to accurately capture. The giant tree is incredibly impressive and uses a lot of building techniques. It is a little bit on the fragile side. I've noticed if you kind of grab it or knock into it, a lot of these will fall off very easily, which is to be expected. I mean, it's a very large and spindly build, and you see I'm breaking it trying to fix it. But once you put it back together, I mean, this set is not for play. It's really meant to be hung up, put on display, and not touched again. So if you adhere to that, you're not going to really have to worry about any specific breakages. The rest of the build is really, really simple. It's a lot of just individual layering of plates to get a final end result. The building process was a bit monotonous and very kind of like tedious. However, I think the end result is well worth it. On the back of the set, you can see exactly, whoa, it's a little fragile there. I didn't even realize that. On the back of the set, you can see how it actually attaches all of these pieces ringing around, just kind of hooks into the frame. And that also provides a lot of stability because you can see when I'm wiggling this bit up top is very precarious because it really is just stacked plates. So putting that onto the frame provides an extra layer of stability that kind of prevents the set from actually breaking. Now, guest starring in this review is going to be Eli, who actually owns this set and was the one who built it, and they're going to give you some of their thoughts on exactly how the building process and the set as a whole went.
I think the set is really cool. Ever since I saw this set that I really wanted it because I thought it was really cool, and I really love Van Gogh. I think that they did a fantastic job of portraying the Starry Night. I think that it was a little bit difficult to build, especially if it was your first 18+ set like it was mine. It got kind of frustrating at times and confusing, especially with all of the similar colors together, and on the instruction booklet, sometimes they were a little hard to differentiate, especially like this color and this color. But it's definitely doable and it's worth the end result.
Thank you, Eli. That was awesome. That was like one of their first times doing a YouTube video, so make sure to give them a little congratulations in the comment section down below. That being said, it's about time to move on to the box and the manual, of course, before popping back for the final verdict. The box of this set is absolutely massive and barely fits in my studio, but it looks incredible. This set itself with all the bright colors pops incredibly well against the black background. The Van Gogh minifigures displayed proudly in the corner there. The LEGO logo, the Starry Night logo, and of course MoMA for the Modern Museum of Art, which is very nice touch to see there. We got the greebling on the bottom with all the set information, and then just a ton of stuff extra as well. On the top of the box, we have actual size for this plate piece, and then a picture of Van Gogh painting the Starry Night. That is one of the coolest LEGO pieces in the entire collection. And then on the back of the box goes a different route and actually displays one of the lifestyle images of the set hanging on a wall. I'm assuming a painter's house, the paintbrushes and the books there. It looks really great. Not sure why the random plant's there, but it does look phenomenal. And then it shows you a ton of information about the actual painting, and then the dimensions of the set and how like you can swing the artist all around to kind of get him painting different angles of the set. And then it gives you a little bit of ideas on how actually LEGO Ideas works. Really great box, very large, but incredibly impressive. The manual for this set is really unique. Instead of having the Lego image on the front, it's just the actual Starry Night, which is a really, really cool design. I love seeing that. Again, we have the logo from the museum on the bottom there, and then starting to page through, it has a ton of information about like Van Gogh, his history, the story, and some kind of stuff about like how he painted and everything, which is really cool to see here. Aside from that, we also have information about the actual Starry Night, where it is, and the World's Museum for Modern and Contemporary Art, which is pretty cool. And then of course, continuing on, you're going to have some information about the designer, the fan designer. Really cool. Congratulations to Truman Chang. Really, congratulations. It's so impressive to get your own set made into an actual Lego set. And then here are the Lego artists who actually did the designing. It's really cool to see from them as well. And so much information. Finally, we actually move on to the build of the set. Manual is absolutely massive. There's no progress bar. It does do red highlights to show you where the new pieces are supposed to go. On the back, we have a quote from him. It's clear that to paint a starry sky, it's not nearly enough to put white spots on blue-black. Inspiring quote from Vincent Van Gogh, apparently. Feedback and win. Then 4 pages of parts there. And then some information about how Lego Ideas works again. And then that's it. No advertisements, just the really cool lifestyle image from the back of the box. A really big manual. Very cool. So nice to see. Overall, this set gets a solid 9 out of 10 from me. I think it is a beautiful display piece, one of the greatest display models Lego has produced in recent years. Just from looking at this appeals to both art people and Lego people alike. I know that I had 2 different friends who are huge art majors, art people, who don't really like Lego all that much, who texted me the second this got revealed and said, Dan, did you see this? Now, I didn't tell them that it had leaked and I had seen it months before, but it still was really cool to see them really engaged in the Lego community. I think that anyone would love this set, although like Eli said, it is a bit of a chore to build, so definitely set aside a lot of time and be prepared to have a little bit of difficulty with it. The Van Gogh minifigure is phenomenal. I think it's really cool how he's got a little standout here to actually paint the Starry Night. That's such a cool piece, and I just thoroughly love this set. Congratulations again to the fan designer who actually got his set made, and I cannot wait to see what comes next from Lego Ideas. So I got for you guys today. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a fantastic and safe rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the very next video. Listen, the only thing that would have made this minifigure better if they had a little ear on a necklace around his neck. That was Van Gogh, right?
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. I think they definitely should have included that.